On.
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 An.
On.
An.
On.
What are we doing?
So, well, because Chicago is on.
An.
Is it on?
You're on.
England is
On.
on.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah. On.
Los Angeles, I would say, is on.
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 Howdy, partner.
That's like Texas, I guess.
I got a horse. I'm going to go on my horse.
Whoa. That's not bad.
When I'm a horse.
So today's been a total shit show, but I'm here. So
What
that's
happened?
cool. Well, not a shit show, just nothing went as planned, but it's kind of maybe working out even better, you know?
Right.
Life's funny like that, isn't it?
Yeah. I
It's-
didn't.
Oh.
No, you go.
You
You go.
go.
You go.
What?
No, you go.
What?
No, you go.
It's like what we talk about in our special secret recovery meetings.
You say special secret recovery meetings.
And you say special problems meetings.
Yeah, I say special problems. I had
Which
to go
is funnier.
when
Special problems meetings is funnier.
I call rehab having to go on holiday on a special holiday for my special problems.
Yeah, exactly. You're special. There's special problems.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, oh, welcome. I forget to do this every time now. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button and subscribe because it helps me keep going. And why am I so tempted to say subscribe?
I don't know.
Like
What does that mean?
I don't want to put the B in there. My brain says subscribe.
Subscribe.
I don't want to say subscribe.
Say
I want to say
subscribe.
subscribe.
Yeah, that could be your thing.
Can I say subscribe?
Yeah, subscribe.
I can say
Yeah,
that.
Why not?
I can say subscribe.
Say subscribe.
Guys, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube and hit the like button because it helps get the video out. So I have forgotten that the last like 10 videos.
It's good.
And I noticed a big difference.
It's good to hit. It's good if
To hit the
people like
subscribe
it,
button?
it goes to more people. That's what happens apparently. If you like it, more people see it.
That's the thing.
So that's good.
Yeah. But okay, so we are going to get to this thing that I was talking about.
Go
so
for it.
It's like what we talk about in the special problems meeting,
Special problem meetings.
which is living in, I don't want to freak people out with this, but living in God's will or being in God's will or self-will, or you could say being in the universe's will or self-will. So could you explain, how would you best describe that? How
would I best describe
that? Yeah.
Being in God's will or
Self-will.
or self-will. Well, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because when I first got sober, when I first went into rehab, first time, 2004 or whatever, they said, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to live in God's will, not in your own will. And I was like,
what does that mean?
So what do I do? And I literally asked the guy, so when I wake up in the morning, do I just stay in bed and just wait for God to move me around? And he said, no, you'll get it eventually. And there's some things you have to do and some things you don't.
Yeah.
And he said, the intuition will come the longer you're sober about what to do. And it did.
Yeah. What's that one part? It was like, what once used to be an intuitive thought is now a working part of the
mind.
What is it? Mind.
What once used to be an intuitive thought or feeling is now a working part of the mind.
But I think we're messing it up. It's basically like it used to be a fluke that you would, and now it's a working part of your mind.
Right. Yeah, that's the idea, isn't it?
That's the idea. Yeah, but so it's basically okay. It's surrendering to what is. Like we are powerless over so many things, people, places, things, situations.
Yeah.
And so today I had a whole thing planned for my day, and then my DP had COVID.
Cameraman, that means.
Cameraman had found out he had COVID, so everything was canceled, and I had just gotten all ready, and I was like up late figuring out, I had like 4 different things to film, and that's just an example of my will said this is going to happen, and God's will or the universe's will said no, actually it's not.
Some people have a problem with the word God, don't they?
Yeah, that's why yes.
Yeah, some people do. It stops some people getting sober.
Yes, because there's ties to people think God organized religion, and a lot of people have bad experiences with that, or
Yeah.
or God. What I hear a lot is people talking about how their God was very like punishing, and so they have like a negative association with the word.
FYI, the Big Bang.
Mm-hmm.
They thought the Big Bang. Everyone's like, the Big Bang's created everything. Apparently, they don't think that now. They don't know what the Big Bang Theory is wrong. They found the Big Bang Theory 2 weeks ago may be completely wrong. So what created the universe then?
I don't know.
Well, God, I think.
Well, some things we're not meant to know for certain, though.
No, I know.
But that's what faith is, right?
Yeah, I like to think of, God creating everything.
Yeah.
7 days. He took Sunday off, apparently.
Why did he do that?
I don't know. He rested on the 7th day. Is that what they say?
He was tired.
I don't know anything about religions, but I know
He was very tired.
Yeah, he must have been. Can you imagine?
Every Sunday he's like, I cannot.
Eve was created from Adam's rib. Do you know that? He snapped the Adam's rib off, created Eve. I'm learning all this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Right?
Me not like it.
Adam's like, oh, my ribs. What are you doing? God's like, there you go. Someone for you to bang.
He banged the rib?
Well, Eve was invented.
Yeah.
And then he could bang her, probably. That was the whole point. Adam and Eve, right? It was someone for
Adam
to bang.
and Eve, not Adam and Steve. That's
you
what.
can't say that.
No, I'm saying that's what homophobic people say.
Someone's going to cut that clip, and that's going to be a YouTube short.
Oh no!
And you're going to have all the liberal people upset, and all the conservative people are going to be like, "Hell yeah!"
I had no idea Laura was anti-homosexual. First of all, oh man, I'm saying that's what homophobic people say. They say it's not Adam and Eve, or it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
And I said a bad thing. I shouldn't say that all conservative people are anti-gay, because that's not true.
That's not true. There's a lot. I know a lot of flaming homosexual conservatives.
Yeah.
Like.
There are some, definitely.
Who's that one guy that's like, who's that?
I have no idea, but that's another YouTube short right there.
Who is he?
I don't know what you're saying.
Who's the guy who is on a news show? Tucker Carlson.
What, does he sound like that?
No.
Is he gay?
No.
I don't think he's gay.
I think Tucker Carlson is gay. That's another YouTube show. Tucker Carlson is gay.
We don't know anything. We don't know any, neither of us know anything.
But let's be honest. There's a good chance Tucker Carlson is gay. Say that 5 times fast. I came across this YouTube video, and this guy was like, I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was a YouTube short, and he was saying something, and then he goes, say that 5 times fast. And I was like, why do people change, right? Why do they change the way they talk when the camera's on?
Yes.
And then why do they say things like, say that 5 times fast?
I know.
But that's because I just said say that 5 times fast.
Right.
I did. But there's like this cheesiness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I instantly was like, I can't watch you now. Because you went, say that 5 times fast.
That was like that podcast I did when those hosts, those hosts totally changed. You know, you can watch The Big Bang Theory. Second time I mentioned Big Bang. That you can watch The Big Bang Theory without the laugh track. And it's so unfunny. It's cringy.
Really?
It's the worst thing you've ever seen. Watch Big Bang Theory with the laugh track taken off. It's crazy how that became a thing.
But I will say that humor is subjective. So what's funny and what's not funny is subjective.
Yes.
In your opinion, it was not funny. There might be someone out there that absolutely thinks it's hysterical even without the laugh track.
Well, that's what the point of the YouTube video was. How terrible is this without the laugh track?
Really?
That's the whole point of the
Is
video.
it funny how
No.
unfunny it is?
It's so not funny.
Are you hungry right
People are
now?
laughing because of other people are laughing. Social proof. If someone's laughing, you laugh. If someone's yawning, you laugh. Just
Oh
yawn.
my God.
That's why laugh tracks exist.
Were we together when I did Two Broke Girls?
I came to watch it.
You were there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, poor thing. And you had to sit in the audience for like 5 hours?
I did, but I'd never been to anything like that before.
So I was on a show called Two Broke Girls, and I can't tell you how many people sent me clips from my scene in Two Broke Girls.
That's
I had
right.
a couple scenes there.
Yeah.
But I get flooded with, especially on TikTok. And what's so funny is no one's like talking about the freaking lead characters in it. They're all like, it's Laura, it's Laura, it's Laura.
Because they're not on social media, are they? Yeah.
Not really. But I gotta say, didn't like the experience. Did not like being on a sitcom.
Right.
And I was on another sitcom too, called Till Death. I did a lot of episodes of that. That was before we met.
We didn't meet then.
Yeah, and I was not a fan of it. I didn't love the writing. I don't know. I never got into it.
Didn't they change your character didn't your character have 5 different actresses playing?
Yes. Basically, okay. I mean, I don't know if I want to tell the whole story, but it's like those like Hollywood stories that you hear about, but you don't think are real, but they are.
Right.
So I had a manager at the time who like lived with his mom in like a studio apartment, and he would call me like every week, like, Laura, did you book the job? I need you to book a job, please. I'm not going to be able to pay rent. Please, Laura. And I was like, okay. So he's like, I got you this audition. It's one line. You got it. Please book it. Please book it. And I was like, all right, I'll try. And I was like, one line. I'm like,
Wait.
don't you?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
What?
He lived with his mum?
Yes.
He lived with his mum.
Yes, sir.
He was a manager, lived with his mum.
That's correct,
Okay,
sir.
Continue.
Yes. And he would beg me to like book things. It was,
Oh.
I know. Anyway, but I couldn't get another manager. So that's who it was. I'm not going to say his name. Don't worry. Anyway, so he's like, please do that. Please go in there. Please book this. You got this. Please. And I was like, okay. So I go in and it's to play the stoner best friend on this Fox sitcom called Till Death. And it was like 1 or 2 lines. Stoner girl, best friend. I was like, I've got this. And I go to the table read. So like a couple days before. Oh, sorry. No, I book it. I book the job. Go to the table read like 3 or 4 days before the shoot.
Explain to them what a table read is.
A table read is where the whole cast, all the producers, all the executives, the director, everyone gets together and they sit around a massive table and they read the entire script. And so it's called a table read. And during that table read, you've got like 30 writers sitting behind, marking everything, noting everything, going, oh, that joke worked, that joke didn't. Let me tweak this. Let me improve this. Let me cut this scene. Let me replace this scene, blah, blah, blah. Well, some actors don't take the table read seriously because it's just a table read. You're not actually filming. It's like a rehearsal. But it's good to take it seriously because I did my 2 lines of the table read and everyone was cracking up at the lines. I can't remember what they were, but I did the 2 lines and everyone was laughing and I was like, cool. Anyway, right after the table read, the casting director comes up to me and she goes, Laura? And I was like, yes. And she goes, I was wondering, would you be interested in reading for the role of Brad Garrett's daughter, which is like a lead role, like a series regular, huge. I'm basically at this point like a glorified extra. I have 1 or 2 lines, 1 episode. Casting director comes to me, asks if I want to audition for the role of the lead guy's daughter. And I was like, what? And she was like, we just all thought you were so funny and the executives are not happy with the daughter's performance. They're not happy with her.
Because she didn't take it seriously.
She didn't take it seriously. She wasn't getting laughs. And I got a bunch of laughs.
Right.
And so they were like, oh my God. And I look at her and I go, is it because I'm tall? Because Brad Garrett is like 6'7" and I'm 6 feet. And I was like, it's because I'm tall. And they're like, oh, she's a much better fit for the daughter.
Now, in those days, getting that role of a lead character in a sitcom could be life-changing. Not now, but then could have been life-changing, right?
Yes, which was, what was it, 2009 or something like that?
Probably before the internet really took off.
Not before the internet, but before the internet took off.
Before Instagram was invented.
Oh, yeah, like 2009, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2008 or 9, maybe, yeah. Wow, yeah, that's crazy. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And then she was like, yep, they're going to fire her, and we need a new daughter, and the show's in 3 days. And I was like, do you want me to tell her?
You didn't.
Yeah, I did. And she was like, no. But I kind of thought that was funny, but maybe it wasn't funny.
Oh, I thought you really wanted to tell her.
No, I was kind of joking.
Right.
I was trying to make light of a really kind of awkward but exciting but sad situation.
Right.
Because like I get to audition, but this poor girl's fired.
Yes.
So it was like bittersweet.
Yeah.
So anyway, good news is the entire time they were rehearsing on stage the day before, I was watching the daughter, and I was watching the Jolie Fisher and like their scenes, because I had never been on a sitcom. So I was like, this is really interesting, and I want to learn how they're doing it all. So I was watching them rehearse, and I was literally watching the exact scene they asked me to audition for. And I was going, I would have done the line like this. Oh, I would have done the line like that. And I almost had it not memorized, but like I was so familiar with it because I sat and watched them rehearse.
Right.
And then the next day, the casting director gives me the script and goes, read for it. And then she was like, meet us on stage 10 in 1 hour for the audition. So in 1 hour I go and I'm in the fake kitchen and I do the scene with Brad and Jolie Fisher. Brad Garrett's like the cop brother on Everybody Loves Raymond, you know, big like dopey guy. And there's like 30 angry executives and producers standing there like this, like freaking out because they've got the show in a few days and they don't have the series regular, like quite an important role.
Right.
And so I do it and I like nail it and they hire me right after. They were like, you got the job. So I went from like this extra essentially to this series regular. So I did like 7 episodes of that. I mean, it was cool. I did have fun doing it.
Yeah, you could probably see it on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Till Death, Laura Clary.
You should put it in the description if you can find
funny.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. But then they fired me after 7 episodes.
Why'd they fire you?
You know, I can't say for certain, but they fired me, 23 writers, JB Smoove, who was like...
They fired him?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how I knew it wasn't me, because
right.
He's freaking hysterical.
Yeah.
He's the guy in Curb Your Enthusiasm, you know, JB
The black
Smoove.
guy.
Yeah.
When we first met, you were auditioning. The day of our first date,
Mm-hmm.
you had an audition, or you were about to film a sitcom, right? With Don Johnson from Miami Vice.
Oh my God.
Remember that?
Yeah, I had just booked. Yes, I had just booked a pilot. Oh my God.
Sex and the City guy made it, right?
Yeah, Michael Patrick King wrote the show. He created Sex and the City, and he wrote this pilot called A Man's World, and it took place at a high-end hair salon in Beverly Hills.
Oh yeah.
And I played a dumb model named Ivy.
Ivy.
And that dumb model, that's so funny. And I played a receptionist. And Jennifer Coolidge, I don't recall her being in it, but she saw the pilot and she said that I was the funniest part, she thought.
Wow. Yeah. But wait, so now that was the birth of Ivy. That was your first viral video?
Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, so I came up with that character. The audition just said like dumb, wafy model.
Yeah.
Character, and I came up with the like monotone voice, something like this, and it just worked really well for the receptionist. Like basically, she was just this dumb vacant model who was a terrible receptionist. Like, oh, what was I supposed to? Wait, what time did you say you needed an appointment? You know, it was just like that. And then, but yeah, so Steven had asked me out a couple of times and I had to cancel for some reason.
Yeah, you kept canceling.
And then finally you asked me to dinner and I could do it. And then I get a call from my agent saying, we changed all your lines and there was a table read the next day. So I knew how seriously I had to take the table read.
Right.
I didn't want my ass to get fired for some other lanky blonde.
Right.
So I was like, I got to call and cancel dinner so I could study my lines for this table read.
I knew you were canceling. I knew it because it was like the 3rd time.
So I called Steven because they called me at like 6 p.m. and dinner I think was maybe 7:30. So, or 7 or something. So I called Steven and I said, hey, I hate to do this to you, but I just got a script I have to study. I have a big day tomorrow. I can't lose this job. I was like, have you left yet? And he was like, yes, I have. And I was like, okay, then let's do dinner since you've left. And I could just study when I get home. I just can't be too long. And then I find out literally 8 years later that you never left.
I didn't leave.
Where were you?
Tip for guys, always say you've left. If someone asks you if you left, I would say you left. I was in my kitchen.
You were in your
Yeah, I knew you were cancelling for the third time. So when you gave me you said, have you left? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, you said yes.
But now, you tipped some sauce over a waitress that night, and you said, I'm fevering. Oh, I'm fevering.
I didn't say
You did.
Did I?
You did. You're like, I'm fevering. Oh, I'm fevering.
Did I?
Yeah, that's what you did.
I said I think I'm
Yeah, that. Look at that hand. Look how it goes. Who does that?
Does that?
No.
Poppy.
Does she?
She has all my movements. She definitely does.
That's
She does.
hysterical.
Poppy has all my movements.
Can I just say, Alfie is the prettiest. Now, he's the most stylish little child.
I know.
I mean, he looked amazing today.
He did, right?
He looked amazing.
And Alfie, our 3-year-old, almost 4, he picks out all his own clothes now, and he loves to pick out his clothes to the point where I cannot get involved. I can give him options, but sometimes he'll reject both. And he'll go straight back to the closet and come out with new blue pants. Blue pants. He likes blue on blue on blue.
He
it's
does.
a bold choice.
He's got good taste. He
Yeah.
looks great.
Yeah.
He looked really good today.
Oh yeah.
Like he got the biggest smile ever because I don't normally pick him up. He was over the moon to see
from
me.
school. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, Daddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's
he was.
been in such a good mood.
My God,
since
he's
been better.
Yeah. He's been in an amazing mood since he got better. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a good sick person, as you say.
No.
Not a good sick person.
No. I guess most kids probably aren't good sick.
People.
Yeah, but he's very dramatic.
Yeah.
Or just uncomfortable and doesn't know how to express it maybe yet.
Yeah.
That's the frustration.
That's funny that Poppy has your move. She blowing me away with everything she knows.
I know. She's speaking in Spanish too. It's crazy. She
She's
knows a lot of Spanish.
Yeah,
too.
she does.
Her and Carla are having full-on conversations. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
Yeah. She's hysterical.
She is. She's funny.
I
She's
know.
really funny. And she's always smiling. Always. I was saying on one of my things, the only time she cries really is living room to bedroom nighttime. But not in once she's in her room. There's like a 20-step
Yeah.
path.
Well, there's one other time she cries. When she knows breakfast is coming, but it hasn't been fixed fully yet. Like, I'll just be making the toast, and she's like, toast!
She's not patient.
No. She
Oh
wants her
my
food
God.
now.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's like the only thing that makes her cry when she's hungry
Oh.
or like on her way to bed.
But when I come to pick up
Yes.
Alfie in the morning, she comes to that door and it's the biggest smile.
Yeah.
I love it. It's my favourite thing. She's got this huge
know.
grin.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
I think you guys look a lot alike.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
starting to see it.
I definitely
She's got
see it.
your personality and she looks like me.
Yeah.
And Alfie looks like you. It's got my personality.
It's so true. It's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. You look very pretty today.
I do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was just thinking about that first date, thinking that you look the same now. You look better. I think you look better now.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious? You're just saying.
No, I do. I was thinking about it when we're talking about a man's world.
Really?
Yeah.
And that never. Thank you.
I think it's all right.
That never got. Well, that's sobriety probably too.
Right.
I feel like people age better too when they're. Well, I shouldn't say that. When you're not drunk all the time, you age better. I'm not saying normies age badly, but like people who drink occasionally. But like if you're friggin' on drugs every day, not sleeping, drinking all the time, smoking, it's like the worst thing you can do for aging.
When I
and
was
for your
drinking,
health.
when I was drinking and smoking, everyone used to say I looked older than I was,
Yeah.
and since I stopped, everyone says I look younger.
Yeah, so
crazy.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like age backwards.
Yeah. I used to have a big red face and like all wrinkles from. I used to sit on the floor, like lie on the floor with 2 bottles of wine and a cigarette, and just drink Like, so I was all wrinkly and weird.
Wow.
Yeah, when I was in my 20s.
Wow, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So your cameraman has COVID.
Yes, so I had to cancel stuff, but then I thought, wait a minute, I could film a podcast episode with you.
Yes.
And because we were going to do it anyway in the next few weeks, so I thought maybe he's around this afternoon.
Yeah.
And we could do that. And I got the TikTok thing I had to do done.
Yes.
The Pinky store. Yeah.
Because when we renovated our house, we got some companies gave us some stuff in exchange for a post. So, and we forgot about it, but with everything that went on.
Yeah, just life got crazy. Dare I say it feels good now?
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting along.
We are getting along. I haven't done anything crazy.
It's been like a whole 7 days.
No, it's not. It's been longer than that. We
Yeah.
got tools now.
So you're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying for the YouTube. Watch out.
Watch out. I realized in our relationship we were very codependent. We never worked with other people.
No. I still don't.
You do. I mean, you're going to Vegas. You have a team. You're doing interviews. You're traveling. Like we never did any of that.
No.
No. There was definitely like how to do everything together, which was nice for a while.
And also super successful, may I say.
Yes.
You can say that it was like that negative, but the positive was that it was really successful.
No, I know, but as people,
it wasn't great. No.
No, it's not sustainable forever.
No. It made it work for 7 years. 7 years?
Well, what are you talking about? You're talking about our marriage. You're talking about our work life.
The codependent relationship work with work.
Oh, just codependency in general.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know when that started. Did that start from the beginning?
That's a really good question.
Right. Because the dynamic at the beginning was very different from the dynamic at the end.
Whoa.
Right.
What would you say our dynamic was at the beginning?
I was helping you to get started in your career was a big thing. Mm-hmm. I think that was and I used to get really excited.
But because you were busy though.
I was busy.
He was scoring movies. So
yeah.
I remember many days you going off to the studio to write music. You were not really so involved. You would encourage me, but you were focused on your own thing.
Yeah. 2012, 13, 14. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you would be going to score movies and I would be sitting in our little 1-bedroom apartment in Santa Monica being accosted. Is that the right word?
Yeah, by the landlady.
By our Russian landladies.
And you'd be auditioning.
Stefan!
Yeah.
Stefan! Rent is due in 2 weeks.
This is the woman with the hot tub, the bathtub full of fruit.
Yes.
Bathtub full of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I drove past that the other day. It's all these beautiful houses because it's been gentrified, that whole street. And in the middle, that's that same house.
Wow.
It looks like it's actually going to fall down at this point.
It was a mother and daughter that owned these 4 apartments that they were connected.
Yeah.
And Stephen, it was the only place that would rent to him because he came here with no credit.
Yeah. When you come to the US from the UK, you start from zero. And I didn't know that because in England, you go and see a flat and you say to the estate agent, I'd like it. And that's it. But here, you go to an open house and there's millions of people. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I went to a flat in Venice and I went to the realtor, I'll take it. And she was like, no, it doesn't work like that. There's a million people that want this. I was like, what? That was on Saturday. I came back Saturday night and was like, I'm not going to find a place to live. I had no idea about this and I had no idea about credit check. And then the last thing on Saturday, I was looking at Craigslist and I saw this one advert. I called them up and it was close. And I went to see them and they were nuts. Both of them were nuts. I knew they were nuts from the beginning. But they liked English people, especially the mum. She had a soft spot for English people. Yeah.
And she gave you the
She didn't
place.
even do a credit check.
Wow.
So in a way, I've got a lot to thank them for.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the daughter was like,
Yeah.
what was she like again?
She was quiet, but she had a funny voice.
Yeah.
The mum was very much in control of that relationship. She was
Like, the floor needs sweeping.
I hope they don't see this.
They're definitely not watching our YouTube.
You'd be surprised.
Would I?
Yes, I think so. I went to a cafe today, and the host, the one I told you about, I'm not going to say here, the cafe that we used to go to, that we stopped, and now I'm going again. I took Poppy there.
Which one?
The
What does it rhyme with?
well, no,
Come on.
Brasilina,
Oh, okay.
and the woman in there is like a big fan.
Wow.
Like, so you never know, and I wouldn't have thought that she would be a. You never know who's watching. You never know. You never know. And sometimes I think, oh God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go, oh God, who's watching? Everyone. That's just the weird thing of what we do.
Yeah.
But you had an interesting theory that nothing's private anymore.
I think that privacy is going to be done in a few years because of all the data sharing. Like TikTok's got all your information. Instagram's got all your information. They sell it to everyone.
I know. Now it's the norm to be posting everything.
I don't know why
online.
everyone's so worried about privacy. I don't get it. Like,
Well,
what's the
I
big
think
deal?
like protecting your children is a big thing.
Children, yes.
Yeah, and we have really way cut down on
Oh, yeah.
the kids.
I've been guilty of doing it, and I'm cutting down from that because we cut down, and then I didn't cut down as much as you, and now I've realised that I've got to cut down even more. So I haven't really done it since we had that conversation.
Yeah. For me, it's like 95% at least my content. And then like if there's like a cute little moment, you know, with the kids here and there, maybe.
He looks so cute today, and it was so hard not to post. I took a picture of him, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't post it, but he looks so amazing.
Yeah. They both do.
The hair was down.
They
Like,
both do.
yeah.
Oh, his hair was down.
The hair was down.
And it wasn't in his
No.
face. I did a deep condition.
Yeah.
Did it look good?
Yeah, it looked amazing.
And it was out of his face.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They let me walk through the office with him today, not even outside, through the office into his classroom.
Oh my God.
We got special treatment today.
Wow.
Yeah,
Was
right the way through
he
the
happy
office.
to go?
He goes, office. He loves the office.
Oh.
Office.
Oh,
Yeah.
He loves school.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
It's so cute.
Oh my God. So,
What?
because I went in today and the new assistant's there,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realise, but every time they go in, or maybe it was because he's a bit late, they put their bags in the cubby and then they have to take their lunch out by themselves.
Yes. And
He did it.
He does it all. He puts his bag away, puts
didn't
his
know
lunch
that.
away.
He did lunch. No, he took his lunch. They were having lunch, I guess. She was like, get your lunch box. So he got the
Not when you came, they weren't having lunch.
No, but she wanted him to take his lunch over
And
to
put it in the cubby, right?
No, to the desk.
Oh.
Yeah. So he grabbed his cup and his lunchbox and he walked over to the desk. It was so sweet.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
And he has his banana for a snack.
Yeah. Oh my
He
God.
eats all his lunch.
Yeah.
They both have good appetites, those kids.
There's 2 assistants and a teacher and like 5 kids
That's
in his
amazing.
class. It's incredible.
That's
3
so
boys
cool.
and a girl, 2 girls
Alfie's the tallest.
by far. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's the
Can I
tallest.
have a sip of your water?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sparklies.
Sparkle.
So yeah, I'm not having Arrowhead. I'm cutting down. I'm budgeting. I'm cutting down. I had to take control of my budget, and yesterday I went through and I was like,
Really?
this is how much monthly costs are, and I got it all down, and I'm like, right, I'm gonna be sensible. I'm stopping that.
Wait, really? Are you going to buy a thing that carbonates?
I guess, yeah.
Or cut down on that?
I'm even like, it was terrible, but I didn't used to think about electricity bills or water bills, and now I'm like really looking at it.
It's good, though. It's good to do that. I mean, we're both in a position where we need to budget and...
Yeah, I haven't had to do that for years. It's weird. But it's not unpleasant,
No.
but it is unusual.
Well, we haven't had to do it for, at least a few years. So.
Well, when we first got together,
Mm-hmm.
I was making a lot of money with hands.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to worry then either.
Yeah.
And then when I went to rehab, it was dodgy for like a year or two.
Yes.
Yes, when we moved to Hollywood, that was the last time. I was like, ugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then everything kind of blew up
Yeah.
in a good way.
15 to 17 was iffy.
But we always figured it out.
Yeah.
We always did.
Yeah.
You leaving your job was scary.
Yeah.
But we sorted it out. And
Yeah.
then we started making money through content creation. And then we bought a house, and then this house. And literally the day we move in, my main source of income, our main source of income,
Yeah.
the company called me and goes, "We're going under. The company's going under." And
was
we're
our
like, "I'm
main
sorry,
source.
what?" And
Yeah.
they're like, "Yeah, we're done. We're done. Sorry, Laura." And I was like, "Come again?" And we
Yeah.
had just bought this house.
That was nuts.
And that was our only source of consistent income.
Because we were getting a lot of views on Facebook, but they weren't monetizing.
No.
And then they started monetizing, and then it wasn't much money. And then this big company went broke, so we didn't have that. And then Facebook said, "We're not going to show video creators. We're going to show friends and family." Now, do you remember that?
Yes.
It's all in the same month.
And then something happened, and they started monetizing.
Yeah.
Facebook started monetizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it always worked out in ways that we could never even imagine.
It's scary though. It's scary right now. It's scary. Right now it is scary. I was like quite scared a couple of days ago when I looked at everything.
But I've noticed through the years, even when we were doing really well financially, you would get into financial fear.
Yeah, it's a problem. I've got to look at that. I am looking at it.
Yeah. And maybe I was the other way. I could be sort of not delusional, but I'm always, ever since I was like independent or moved out at 17, I'm always like, it's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. And it always kind of has.
Yeah.
Even if I was sleeping on couches and barely making rent, or like I'd be broke. I mean, broke is a joke, and there's no way I could have afforded rent. And then all of a sudden my commercial agent would call me and say, "Hey, a residual just came in for this amount," which would be like my rent amount. We're going to mail you the check. Like, what?
Yeah.
Things would always sort of work out. I don't know. They call it like lucky girl syndrome.
What does that mean?
It's basically you could say lucky boy syndrome.
I was going to say, why is it just girls?
But it's this thing going around on TikTok. But it's kind of like the law of assumption, or like the law of attraction concept. If you continue to say, "I'm so lucky,"
Right.
everything's always working out for me. I'm so lucky. I've got abundance in all areas of my life. I'm so lucky. I am so lucky.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know what it is about me, but I'm so lucky.
Okay, can I tell you a story? This is crazy.
But so that's lucky girl syndrome. And so it's like, if you believe it's all going to work out for you, then it's more likely to work out for you. If you believe I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, my relationship's never going to work, I'm never going to be healthy, I'm never going to lose weight. If you believe all of that, then that's more likely to happen.
Right.
It's just a theory.
So the BBC they had a program once. I'll never forget it. It was crazy. They got two groups of people. I think it was 10 people in each group. They got people that saw themselves as unlucky. People that said, "I'm unlucky. I'm just unlucky. Like, life just is making me unlucky." And then they got 10 people that were like, "I'm lucky. Like, I think everything works out for me, lucky." They had them got a cafe, and they put a £20 note on the table. On a table, so they got the people to go in and order a drink, and on the table there was a £20 note.
Yeah.
Most of the lucky people saw the £20 note and picked it up. All the unlucky people didn't see it.
No way.
All the unlucky people didn't see it.
You're kidding me.
Nope. It was nuts.
That proves my theory.
It does.
Or the theory,
Yeah.
not my theory.
That's true.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Because they believe they're lucky.
Yeah.
So they're it's like when you are talking about red cars, then all you see are red
Yes.
cars when you are outside. You just tend to see red cars everywhere.
Yeah, but they did a load of experiments. That's the only one I can remember. But all the lucky people, sure enough, were.
Yeah.
But it was a completely level playing field. It wasn't that they were lucky. Everyone had the same opportunity.
Yeah.
But something about the unlucky people that saw themselves as unlucky, something about them stopped them getting the opportunity. It was nuts. It was nuts. That had a big impact on me, that program.
Yeah.
I think
incredible.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
If I look back through my life, I've been incredibly lucky. Incredibly.
So then when you have these moments, which we all have moments of, you know, those fear-driven thoughts.
Yeah.
Of like, I'm not going to be okay, or there's no way I'm going to be able to pay my bills, or like the doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
Yeah. It's
just about being conscious enough to catch the thought and go, oh, I noticed that thought, that negative fear-driven thought. Let me replace it.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to feel it a little, but then let me replace it with a lucky boy thought.
Yeah.
Let me replace that thought of, wait, everything works out for me. I'm so lucky.
I wonder if you can replace it though, or if it's just a natural feeling that you are born with.
What is a natural feeling?
Do some people feel like? Do some people just think of themselves as lucky? They don't have to go, oh, I'm going to think of myself as lucky. Maybe they just are.
I don't know. I completely retrained my brain to think of myself as lucky.
But you just said when you were independent, you were like, everything's going to work out. So you've always felt lucky.
Okay. Yes. But yes. Okay. So, well, just like you said, oh, I look back at my life and I've always been lucky.
Yeah, I've always felt that I'm lucky.
Yes.
But I do get into incredible financial fear all the time, even if we're doing really well. All the time.
And I would say, like, as a kid or like 17, 18-year-old, I always felt like, oh, I'm going to make it. But then I would also have these not so much fear-driven thoughts, but just like negative thoughts of like, I'm not enough. Or I still had the negative voice in my head telling me life was always going to be hard. It was always going to be a struggle. Like, I still had that. So I would say that I did consciously retrain my brain and redesign my self-image. Yes. Because we can do that. Our thoughts are very, very powerful.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
So to answer your question, I think probably some people are born like inherently optimistic. And like I always say, my friend Holly, like she's excited to go to the DMV. Like she's that friend that like finds the beauty in fucking everything. She's like, look at that toilet. Isn't that gorgeous? Like everything. Doesn't matter what it is.
She is like that.
Yeah. And I want to say that that's just always been her. It's not like I'm going to be more positive and like trust that everything is going to work out better than I could have imagined. Like that's just in her. Yeah. But then there's other people who have to work at it or consciously retrain their brain to look for the $20. Yeah. To look for what's right rather than what's wrong. Yeah. To focus on what they want rather than what they don't want. Yes. And that's what I learned, and that's what's been so life-changing. As simple as consciously focusing on what I want rather than what I want. So like last night I'm laying in bed, start getting anxiety about how the shoot's going to go. Oh, is it going to be funny? Is my brand deal going to work? I'm playing everything out. And then I stop myself and I go, it's going to go better than I could have ever imagined. I'm so happy and grateful that tomorrow goes better than I could have ever imagined. It's so much fun. It's so great. And guess what? It is fun and great.
Yeah, it is. I was just going to say.
It doesn't look exactly the way I thought.
No.
But it's perhaps even better.
Yeah.
So.
It all works out. Well, I was going to say something then. Oh, it's gone.
So when you find yourself like getting into those fear-based thoughts around the mortgage or just becoming aware of it and then saying to yourself, no, it's all going to work out. It's not like you just sit on your ass and say that and don't do anything. No. Separation's always hard for like recalibrating for budgeting and all that, apparently. It's just the thing. Yes. But in a way, it's lit a fire under us. Yeah. Yeah. It's certainly got me being more creative and doing more stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm doing the guided meditation on my Patreon every Thursday. Doing that today. And I'm trying to remember, there was a meditation that I loved. I don't know if it's you came up with it or if you used to say it. But it was breathe in something, breathe out fear. It was amazing. What was the breathing in? It's either love or faith.
Love. Breathe in love. Breathe out. Breathe in faith. Breathe out love. No. Breathe in faith. Breathe out fear. Yeah, that's a brilliant one. I love that one.
In faith, out fear, or breathe in love, exhale, breathe out fear.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Breathe in love, breathe out fear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or inhale love, exhale fear. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Inhale love, exhale fear. Or inhale faith, exhale fear.
Do you remember we used to do restorative yoga? I used to love that as
I
well.
love that. Yeah.
The hot yoga.
So good.
That was really good.
It was really good. You were just like sweating pigeon pose.
Yeah.
That was one of my last shoplifting experiences ever.
What did you shoplift?
That was actually, I want to say, I always said that the last time I shoplifted was when I was like 18 at the Rite Aid. Remember I stole the Scar cream?
Yeah.
That whole story. It's in my book, my first book, Idiot. I don't do that anymore, but I was troubled. But no, that's not true, because my last time was when we went back in the day to Hot 8 and I took a water bottle. There were water bottles in the fridge, and I think I justified it. I'm paying this much for the class. I can get a water bottle. I took the water bottle. I didn't pay for the water bottle. And get this, there were all these cubbies. Remember the cubbies?
Yeah.
In Santa Monica? And it was wintertime in LA, so there was no coat, but I had a big, beautiful scarf that someone had bought me, my mom or something. This big, beautiful, like cashmere scarf. And I put it in the cubby. I come back out, the scarf is gone.
I remember that.
So I stole the water, and then someone stole my scarf. So my karma came like tenfold.
Yeah.
But I remember that, and I was like, oh, never doing that again. And I remember thinking it was linked. Another time that happened, there was one time I was really in a rush. This was way before I met you, when I was with the German.
Right.
And he had a little
sick.
He had a little chihuahua named Comet.
I want to kick that dog.
Okay, he's dead.
Oh, good.
Okay, Jesus.
It's terrible.
So Comet, I was taking Comet for a walk. He pooped. I was in a huge rush, and I did the ultimate horrible thing of I didn't pick it. I was in a rush and I didn't have bags.
Right.
So I think in my head, I was like, I'm going to go back and get the poop.
Right.
I didn't have bags. I was in a rush.
Right.
It was a tiny chihuahua poop
right.
on the grass.
Okay.
And I kept going. I didn't have bags. It's not an excuse. It wasn't okay.
Okay.
And then literally the next day, I'm walking. What do I do? What happens? I step in dog poop. It's all over my shoe. And I just think that's instant karma.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I had dog shit all over my shoe. It was horrible. But just the day before, I didn't pick up his. And I was like, wow. I mean, I don't know. It could just be a coincidence, but it's fun to look at the world that way.
Yeah.
It also inspires you to not be a dickhead.
Yeah. A douche hole. Douche nozzle.
Yeah, don't be a douche nozzle, or karma will get you in the ass.
Douche canoe.
Yeah, douche canoe.
Yeah. Douche canoe.
Douche canoe.
So when are you going to do this thing that you were supposed to do today then? Now? Next week?
Next Thursday. Yeah. See, it's all working out.
Yeah.
Poor Chris with COVID.
Yeah.
But he's okay.
Oh, Covey pants.
Covey pants.
Jeez.
I'm tired today.
Huh.
I don't know why. Maybe the daylight savings.
Maybe.
Because Alfie woke me up at 6:30, which is really 5:30.
Yeah, I got up at 10 to 5. It was 10 to 4.
Why?
I don't know. I couldn't sleep.
And you stayed up?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I had breakfast, listened to a podcast.
Wow.
Came back up here and just laid in bed but didn't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was good. I'm glad we got to hang out.
It was good, right?
Yeah.
To hang out and stuff.
And then you're off to Vegas.
Yeah.
Don't gamble all your money away.
I'm not going to. I'm not even staying on the strip. It's all these spiritual things I'm doing. It's not like there's gambling or anything like that.
So when is your episode you did with the porn addiction? When is that coming out?
Tomorrow.
Are you serious?
Tomorrow, but they'll be up when they see
Yeah, by the time this is posted, it'll be on his YouTube.
I literally I just DM'd her to say it's coming out tomorrow.
I'm very excited about that one.
It's really good.
So basically, can you give them like a little rundown of it?
So this girl, this woman, Candice Diaz, she is, her and her husband got together. He got very addicted to pornography. Like, I don't know if I can. Well, this is coming out after, so she tells the story. He couldn't leave the house without going back in to look at pornography. If they were going for a walk, they would all leave the house, and he would go back in to look at. But that's how addicted he was to it.
Wow.
It was nuts. It's a crazy story. So he went to get treatment and spent 3 weeks in treatment in Utah for it, and then he went to church. They're both Mormon. Mormon. Yeah, in Utah. And he went to church and he told the whole congregation about what happened. And she was shocked. She was like, I can't believe you just did that. And she was like, can I start talking about it? And he was like, yeah. So she created an Instagram. And the whole thing is about the recovery from porn addiction for her husband. It's crazy. She's so controversial. People give her so much hate because they say she's taking advantage of her husband's sex addiction for views, but they both want to talk about it.
So is he in active recovery around his sex addiction?
He is in he went through the 12-step program, but he isn't doing it now, which worries me a little bit. Oh. But he went to 12-step recovery for it.
And was it mainly porn or more?
He went to other things, but she didn't say what it was. Exactly.
But we could assume.
Yeah,
we shouldn't assume, but we're gonna assume.
She said it gets progressively worse, and but it's a crazy story. And she tried to kill herself. She tried to kill herself when she discovered it, and then her next thing, which was, she went and got loads of plastic surgery to look like the girls that he was looking at.
Really?
And now, since he's recovered, she's reversing all the plastic surgery.
Really?
Yeah, because it's traumatic, right? What a crazy story.
Wow.
That's why she was the first guest I had that wasn't a family member, because I was like, I've got to ask her to be on. This is a crazy story. But I didn't know she was reversing all the surgery. That she talks about that on the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really, really insane. I mean, I feel like there is, because after seeing that episode, you kind of had a different perception.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you'll see, like, it's an hour long. Like, she talks about a lot of different stuff, but I had no idea. I mean, I had no idea it affected people so much. Well, in this situation, women. You've got to be so careful what you say now, like with gender. But traditionally, the one that looks upon the other one. Yeah. I didn't realize the damage. I didn't realize until I spoke to her about all the
extent of it.
Yeah. She talks about the whole thought process, what happened to her. She talks about the whole way.
Because you start comparing yourself to the people, or you feel like, oh, I'm not enough.
Right. Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. But she's got a real healthy attitude towards it now. We talked about that. And he slipped a couple of times. And now she has a whole new philosophy about, she doesn't think of herself now. She has a whole new approach when he does it now, which she talks about on the thing.
Oh, I'm excited to watch that.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah. And I think a problem that so many couples face. We used to have issues around
absolutely.
That too,
absolutely. I talk about that in the podcast with her, yeah. Because I couldn't,
it's so common, you know?
Yeah. Because I thought, as I said to her, I thought it was like a European thing. And it is actually, culturally in Europe, it's way more acceptable to look at porn. It's way more acceptable.
But people do it here. It's very normal
here
too.
But in England, like, in Europe, you can show sex or nudity or porn, but you can't they don't show guns or violence. Whereas in America, it's the opposite.
Yes. Yeah, that's very backwards, yeah. Well, I'm so excited to see that episode.
And by the time this is out, it'll be up because it's releasing tomorrow.
Amazing. Yeah. Anything else?
I'm releasing a piece of music on Monday.
Ooh.
That I'll send to you. I think you'll like it.
Okay, yeah. And you're doing your guided meditation?
Guided meditation tonight, 6:30. Wow. Doing it literally tonight.
That's so cool.
Yeah, the first one went really well. A couple of technical problems, but I think I've solved those now. So, yeah.
Inhale love, exhale fear.
Yeah. I wanted to, thanks for that.
Well, thank you all for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Our little convo.
Convo.
And, we have some big news coming up next month.
Yeah, big news coming up next month.
And more to come.
Big
from
news
us.
coming up next month. Yeah.
Can you see my attachments?
I thought you meant like emotional attachments. Because we were talking
So
about.
I wear Invisaligns and they put attachments on my teeth.
You said it's a chastity belt for your teeth.
I did. I was like, I don't want to make out with anyone. So it's like
Sick.
I said I don't want to. And I don't. And I'm
actually going to throw
up. What
up.
I'm saying is these attachments are like a chastity belt for my teeth.
Right. Yeah, so big news next month. And yeah, this was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unexpected.
Yeah. Right.
It wasn't what we thought, but maybe it was even better.
I think so.
And that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
You can plan, but then at some point you got to surrender. And you got to accept the things we cannot change, have the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Keep coming back.
It works if you
Work
work it. And you're
doesn't
worth it
if you don't.
because it doesn't
if you don't work it, it won't,
it won't
work
work.
then.
Then
If you try
don't
to
work
it, you can't
won't work
work
it.
at it.
But,
But if you do work it, it will work better than you thought it would in the first place.
We're motivational speakers now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, bye.